on the Tigers side. They'll get Sage Margetko in the circle. Ball hit foul. Abby Smith at the top of the lineup again. Tigers got those 2 runs from Annalie Adams, who's been so good as a freshman in that 3 spot.
The Malvo said that Annalie Adams is the toughest worker on the team. She's always looking to get better.
Abby Smith, leadoff senior out of Austin, Texas. They started now all 46 games. The Tigers. Smith swung through that one, and Sage Margetko already a strikeout, first batter faced.
Sage Margetko just working ahead, and she's so versatile with everything she can throw. She started on the outside, came back in, and then just went a little bit up with an off-speed rise there. She uses all 4 quadrants to get batters out.
Transfer from South Carolina has been a good fit in this Tennessee pitching staff. Able to follow what Carlin Pickens did yesterday. This is start number 12 for her. One start for Nelia Peralta, shortstop in the Tigers, 331 hitter, 26 RBIs, very experienced shortstop. Peralta in the air, gonna test Morgan down the line and left, and that's gone.
Margetko just left this ball up. Peralta getting even with the ball right at her letters, just driving through it, staying palm to palm down through it, and extending so it gets out the park.
Home run number 8 on the season for Peralta. And Auburn has the early advantage. This is an Auburn offense that hit 10 home runs in their series with Georgia last weekend. Didn't get any yesterday, but now they're back to their old tricks.
It was kind of a flip of the 2 strategies of Tennessee's offense and Auburn's offense. Auburn played a lot of small ball, put the ball on the ground, and then you saw 3 home runs from the Tennessee side. So today, Auburn kind of going back to their roots, the long ball.
That is home run number 55 as a team. That's top 25 in the nation. Now Annalie Adams will take some cuts for the first time here in game 2. There's Chris Malvo, co-head coach of the Tigers, and his wife Kate taking over this program as Annalie Adams will go down about half swing. Margetko, second punch out.
Margetko just not letting things compound, going right at the next batter. You could tell just by the swings of Adams during that at-bat, she was just missing the ball, and that's because Sage Margetko has just such good spin rate on her ball.
Two down and 1 home here early going in game 2. Isis Tresvik in for her first AB, 298 hitter. That one skips to Nugent doing the catching duties for Tennessee.
Tresvik yesterday, she didn't get on base. She had a few strikeouts, but she was so on time with Carlin Pickens and put some pretty good swings on balls throughout all of her at-bats.
Big cut there for strike 2. Margetko, 65 innings thrown, 2.58 ERA, 92 strikeouts on the year. And there's a third. Be a 2-0 start. Kinsley Fiedler in the leadoff spot for Tennessee, and you have to credit for her ability to put pressure on Auburn in that 7th inning. She got on base with no outs to set up Taylor Panel.
Kinsley Fiedler was getting on base all day. She started the game off with the base hit and continued just seeing great pitches, led to that walk and carrying that momentum in the 7th. She didn't have the big hit, but she carried this team and led the team with her at-bats.
388 average for Fiedler. 4 RBIs on the year. Throws the bat out there and will peel down third base line. She did check her swing. Fiedler on the 3-1. Center field, and an easy play for Smith, out number 1.
You saw a lot of that from the Lady Vols yesterday in hitters counts, 3-1 there, not getting their barrel fully on the ball. But credit to S.J. Guerin, just working effective velocities and getting her to be early on a ball and come under it.
Tennessee made those adjustments against Guerin late in game 1. Interesting to see dynamic a second time around. Here's Panel, another hard hit ball deep center at the wall. That's off Smith's glove. Panel running the whole way, heading for third, stand up triple.
Taylor Panel picking up exactly where she left off yesterday, just driving the ball deep in the outfield. You see this ball once again left over the plate, Panel taking advantage of it. Great effort by Smith. Obviously the wind blowing out could have helped it carry to the wall a little bit more, but Taylor Panel taking advantage of that bobble and getting a triple out of it.
Another hard hit ball from Taylor Panel, and now an RBI chance for McKenna Gibson, senior California native, long-time Lady Vol. 37 RBIs on the year. Really good off-speed pitch from Guerin. Gibson had a lot of near misses, it felt like, yesterday. Was so good in their series win against Texas, drove in 5 runs. Just missed a few yesterday.
She did just miss a few, and Coach Karen Weekly spoke to their eyes as hitters getting big. When they see that ball over the plate, it's an off speed, so your eyes get big and you have to hold your hitting position and then unleash on it. When you get a little excited, you tend to lunge forward or get right underneath it. She said if they're gonna go for a pitch early in the count, it better be a pitch they know they can drive.
Gibson right to Peralta at short.
Sometimes you just hit it exactly where they're playing. Peralta right there at shortstop makes for an easy grab, but McKenna Gibson putting a little bit more barrel on the ball compared to yesterday.
Hard hit ball right to Peralta for a big second out. It takes the sacrifice out of the equation. As S.J. Guerin now is going to have the task of facing Sophia Nugent, who got Tennessee on the board off S.J. Guerin in that 6th inning. So a chance here. Riker Chasen, assistant coach, out to the circle.
You saw a lot of timeouts called by Auburn staff yesterday just to game plan when big batters like Sophia Nugent are up. The conversation usually tends to be, hey, we technically have first base open. She's seeing the ball really well. Let's not give her something over the plate that she can drive out the park.
Nugent's home run in the 6th was her 10th of the season. As her average up to 304, and she just missed one in the 1st inning as well. Same spot.
If the wind was blowing like it is blowing today, I think that ball in the 1st inning would have been out.
Another really good early chance. Sophia Nugent, Tennessee looking to answer from Ilya Peralta's solo home run half inning ago. Able to lay off that one 1-1. Guerin transferred to Auburn from Oklahoma, a 2.94 ERA this season. She's pitched the bulk of the Tiger innings. And that runs in and hits Nugent. As you mentioned, Riley, first base is open, doesn't hurt you as much with 2 outs.
S.J. Guerin obviously didn't mean to hit Sophia Nugent on that pitch, but it doesn't hurt you. Sophia Nugent, like I said, seeing the ball so well. Could have been a 2-run home run if she leaves the ball over the plate. And now she just gets first base.
Runners on the corners for Laura Mueller, Tennessee shortstop. There's that off speed that was giving Tennessee a lot of fits with Guerin yesterday. Mueller lays off. Again, Mueller does not take 21 RBIs on the year. Laura Mueller, senior from Chapel Hill, Tennessee. Time to fastball, strike one.
It's one of the faster pitches Laura's seen in the 3 pitches she's seen so far. You have to wonder if the Tennessee lineup is sitting a changeup because they see it so much and they know they're going to get one throughout their at-bat.
2-1, Mueller swings through it.
S.J. Guerin can work that curveball in at the waist, and then that one sneak it a little bit up. So she works a lot of pitches out the same tunnel, and it causes batters to swing right under a curveball that has risen a little bit.
Mueller was 0 for 3 yesterday, but now a second chance to face S.J. Guerin. A lot of differences when you face pitcher for a second time. You're a bit more familiar.
You can see just with how many pitches Mueller has seen this at bat. Like you said, she's a bit more familiar. She can see the changeup better. She's taking it, having some hacks on that faster pitch, that curveball.
Full count on the way. Guerin ready. Mueller ripping to left field. RBI base hit. All tied here in the first.
It's almost as if the Lady Vols have to be challenged and scored against to come back and score. Laura Mueller right there just having a competitive at-bat. A line drive, staying right on it, even playing with the ball. A full count, runners are on the move. Obviously scores the run, but Sophia Nugent getting second for scoring position for Gabby Leach, who hit a home run yesterday.
Tennessee now 2 for 2 in this series, responding to Auburn run production. Tigers have had 2 separate leads, not for more than half an inning. Oh-2 start now for Gabby Leach, one of the home run hitters in the 6th inning for Tennessee, and she tied up the game 2-2. Just lays off that one, close from Guerin.
To your point of the Lady Vols not letting someone have a lead more than a half inning, stat-wise, they're not the top half of the SEC in their batting average, but what matters most is when they're getting their hits. They have such clutch every single day, positive, contagious, just great vibes. And you can tell just by the way they coach and they lead this Auburn team. Coach Kate Malvo said the team is so fun to watch, and that's just a testament to the coaches being fun coaches to play for.
KK McCrary leads things off for Auburn. 5, 6, 7 in the lineup. Both Chris and Kate helped Tennessee to 136 wins in 3 years. 3 SEC rings, trip to OKC. And that's what we mentioned in the open, just the familiarity they have across the diamond. They coached most of these players, if not more than maybe 85%.
They did. They coached so many of these Lady Vols. But the biggest thing that both staff mentioned is the fact that players evolve. Yes, they coached Carlin Pickens and Taylor Panel for 3 years, but they've evolved every single year, and there's so many differences.
They did not coach Sage Marjetko, who's in the circle now. On for her second inning of work. Mary fouls one deep left side.
They didn't coach Sage Marjetko, but last season, SEC season, when they were coaches at Tennessee, they went and played at South Carolina and had to prepare and face Sage Marjetko. So just a lot of familiarity in this game.
That's also another piece of traveling from one team in conference to the next. You're going to at least be familiar with the level of play and competition across the board. That makes for a bit more of a seamless transition. McCrary, foul tip into the mitt. Good squeeze from Nugent.
Sage Marjeko just bearing down after that first inning home run, keeping the ball low. So McCrary thinks it's going to be right at the knee. It rises just a little bit. And hard to tell, the foul ball into the glove, then popped back out. Sophia Nugent just being heads up, throwing the ball to McKenna Gibson at first to secure the out.
Didn't even see the bobble tip drill move from Sophia Nugent. I mean, we've seen a lot of dramatics in this series. What else are we going to see? Some highlight plays. And Wohler's down 0-2. What is it when Nugent hits her glove before a pitch? We've seen that all weekend.
She just fires up the pitcher. She's basically telling them, hey, you hear my glove, throw it exactly where I'm going to put it. She just has such great bonds with the Lady Vol pitchers and trust back there.
That one found back. Might have caught a piece of home plate umpire Ron White. Hopefully he's all right. Oof, on the hand.
That's definitely going to leave a mark. Got to give credit to umpires,
Man.
just putting their body on the line behind the plate to be able to call balls and strikes.
He wears a mask for a reason. That time, though, I'm in the hand. Make sure he's all right. Seems in good spirits. Trying to hold it in at least. Oh. Unlucky.
He's got to keep moving it so it doesn't stiffen up.
Yep. Ooh.
Once it stiffens up, it's going to be hard to move after.
Be a tough next strikeout call whenever he makes it. Another 0-2 fouled away from Wohlers.
Got out the way of that one.
Yeah. Ooh.
Might have caught Sophia Nugent there.
Look out. And Wohlers is battling down 0-2, trying to stay alive. Wohlers a .242 hitter. Jetko just misses that time. This ball one.
One thing Coach Karen Weekly told us was she wants who's ever in the game to feel like they're the ace in the moment. Obviously, Carlin Pickens having a lot of the innings, but she wants to see other pitchers go right at batters and not be afraid to miss, not be afraid to pitch around someone, to go at them with their stuff, and when they're pitching with their stuff, they know it's enough.
Tennessee staff with the best ERA in the nation, 1.69 entering this series. And 1-2, also just misses. Right now, not missing by much in this at-bat.
Those first few innings of the game, you're kind of seeing what the umpire is going to give you. You're working different zones. That's a great frame by Sophia Nugent. But Sage Marjeko working a changeup just to change the timing of Wooler there in the box.
Quite the battle between Marjeko and Wohlers. Pitch of the at-bat. Wohlers one hit last week against Georgia, led the team in average a season ago. That runs in, and it got her. Base runner for Auburn. A bit of a painful at-bat for everyone in the box that time.
You have your elbow guard on the front elbow, but you don't usually account for it hitting the back. It definitely stings. But a base runner is a base runner. It might hurt in the moment, but usually you celebrate those. Getting on base any way you can. You just hope Wooler's okay over there.
And left hand, left wrist area looks like it's the one that got caught. Looks like she's good to go. One out base runner for the Tigers. Obviously, Carlin Pickens is the key to this Tennessee pitching staff, and you're able to use her in a lot of different ways on the weekends, and you expect her to pitch 2 full games. But other than that, there are 3 pitchers that Karen Weekly feels confident in to what is maybe most depth she's ever had.
She said that in the beginning of the season. She said that this might be one of the deepest staffs she's ever had at Tennessee, and that says a lot when you have pitchers like Monica Abbott, Ashley Rogers, Peyton Gottschall. And so to have that confidence, she just wants the pitchers to match the potential she knows they have.
Marchenko's pitched the second most innings for this Tennessee team, 66. 10 more strikeouts in 3 games this season. And she's been ahead in counts so far, but again, she's been the one to be the main secondary, but you see Aaron Newer, Peyton Tanner, 2 freshmen who have pitched some meaningful innings.
Coach Weekly said that a lot of times when in the games, they're not pitching fearlessly. They're pitching to not get hit. So what she'd like to see out of her staff this weekend is to pitch fearlessly. Whatever happens, happens, and you go out the next batter.
That one gets away 2-2. Marchenko only pitched an inning and 2/3 in game 1 against Texas, and it was a good inning and 2/3. 3 strikeouts, no hits. Prior to that, 8 earned runs combined in her last 2 outings. That hits the zone, strike 3, and she's already got 5 strikeouts here through an inning and 2/3. All of her outs have come with the K.
Sage Marchenko has such spinny stuff that looks like a ball coming into the batter, and just because she adds a little spin on it, it rises a little bit into the zone. That's what pitching fearlessly is. You're going right at batters with 2 strikes, without 2 strikes, and you're trusting in your stuff.
Lilia Leck sent down. Now Skylar Elkins in for Auburn, her first at-bat today. Junior from Georgia, 276 on the average line.
Most of these Auburn swing and misses have been just under the ball. And like I keep saying, it's because Sage Marchenko has such a high spin rate. She's able to have little jumps and moves with her pitches. If you're the Malveaux right now, your approach should be on a line, maybe even have to think hitting top half of the ball to adjust to what Sage Marchenko is giving you.
1-2 for Marchenko. She's been ahead in most counts. Again, every out she's gotten has been by the punch out. Three-two on the way.
And getting ahead, like you said, it helps you to pitch fearlessly because the at-bat is in your control. You can mess with the batter. You can throw some of your pitcher's pitches. You don't have to prevent them from getting on from a walk.
Full count. Pop fly foul territory. Does Nugent have a play? It's over number 1 since 2013. Only 2 SEC programs can say that they've ever beaten number 1 and number 2 in the same season. And then just the asterisks, both on the road. There's just so many challenges with going on the road.
There is so many challenges. You're not in your own bed. You're not familiar. Them being new teams to the SEC, you've never even been to those campuses and played a series. And to come out with the win just is a testament to how this Lady Vol lineup has fought all year through adversity, ups and downs. But Coach Karen Weekly told us they haven't arrived, and they won't ever arrive because she doesn't want them to arrive. They're always striving for better to prepare themselves for postseason.
McClark leads off Tennessee. S.J. Guerin back in the circle for Auburn. 0-2 start for the freshman Clark. That's strike 3 swinging as Guerin sends her packet now, number 1.
S.J. Guerin was getting ahead of the count and being able to go to her pitcher's pitches. Doesn't even have to give Emma Clark something good to hit. Using that changeup, so her timing might be a little bit off. She continues to work ahead. That's when she's most effective and can use that changeup to keep them off balance.
Ella Dodge in her first at-bat for Tennessee. Fouls first one away. Just to kind of circle things back, I mean, we looked at Auburn's schedule and just kind of the gauntlet they've had to travel through, and then Tennessee obviously gets the road series at Oklahoma and Texas, and yes, now looking at it, it's like, okay, great, 2 good resume wins, but with adding those 2 teams, it creates a lot of schedule, maybe not discrepancies, because a lot of teams are having to play these teams too, but just some schedules are very different, as Ella Dodge is going to beat that one out. Base runner for Tennessee.
Ella Dodge just pulling out the sneaky bunt, reads the defense, pulls it out, puts it in no man's land, especially with the lefty pitcher. It's such a hard play for S.J. Guerin to make. She's a freshman, but she plays like a veteran with using all her tools and reading defenses and not having to be told to do that, but seeing it with her eyes and then executing.
Savia Morgan in the 9-hole to round out this Tennessee lineup. Very talented freshman, Tennessee native from Columbia. Really good numbers. Morgan, that's a rip. No one was home. Right field side, and Morgan can run for days. Dodge, hard turn from third. She scores. Big time rip from Savia Morgan.
This is about as hype as you have seen these Lady Vols, because Savia Morgan doesn't usually swing away. They've been putting a shift on her throughout this entire SEC season. She finally swings away, gets a good pitch, drives it to right field where no one is at, gets a triple out of it. But the best part is the celebration from the dugout. Karen Weekly coming over to her, just so hyped for these Lady Vols. You've been waiting to see that from Savia Morgan. Beating the shift, something so hard for a slapper who tends to just put the ball on the ground to do. She tried it yesterday to swing away and popped up, but just having full confidence in herself to continue to do it. Once again, a freshman doing something that veterans do, not giving up on a skill that may be harder for her.
Fiedler shows bunt back to the screen. Saw more emotion, I think, out of that swing from Morgan than the walk-off last night.
Absolutely, and I think that just goes back to they haven't arrived. Coach Karen wants them to be prepared for postseason, and that means 1 through 9. She's looking for more consistency from everyone, not just the top of the lineup with Kinsey Fiedler and Taylor Panel. So that was one of her goals for the team coming into the weekend, was seeing some more players step up in big moments, getting jobs done, and that's why you see all that emotion. It wasn't the top of the lineup that got that run in. It was the bottom with Savia Morgan.
Fiedler in play. Morgan to the plate, and now caught in a jam. Auburn trying to get her, throw back to third, back safe. She's got so much speed, and that time kept Auburn busy while Fiedler went to second.
Speed is not taught, but it creates so much chaos. Savia Morgan could have been in a ground ball go there, meaning she's going to go as soon as the ball is put on play on the ground because of her speed. And then you see there just battling in that pickle any way she can, creating some chaos and also creating enough time for Kinsey Fiedler to get to second to be in scoring position once again for Taylor Panel, big hitter coming up.
This is about as electric of an inning for one player as we've seen in a while. Savia Morgan showing why she's so versatile, and every day at the ballpark is going to look different for her. Good reaction from Fiedler. Fielder's choice gets her to second in scoring position. Auburn is going to make a change as Rainey is next up in the circle with 2 in scoring position in the second.
Did you know that one large tree makes a day's supply of oxygen for 4 people? Trees make us happy.
Did you know trees are disappearing because of storms and disease?
That's why Subaru and its retailers are giving away 100,000 new trees. Wow, so many trees.
People take them home, plant them in the yard,
and the future gets better.
Kids helped make this ad because that's really who all this is for.
Subaru, more than a car company.
Let's get you home.
Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, I'm from
Sherry Parker Lee Locos in full force here on this Friday. They're feeling good. It's been an energetic inning for this Lady Vol offense. They chase S.J. Guerin away. Haley Rainey, another familiar sight from last night, back in for Auburn.
They did bring Haley Rainey in last night. She did pretty well, but she's doing well because of how her ball drifts. She's 63 to 65, that mid-60s range, and she relies a lot on her defense with ground balls.
Steps in quite the spot with two Lady Vols in scoring position. Savia Morgan drove in a run with a triple. And then Kinsey Fiedler put one in play. Morgan's speed kept Auburn off guard for Fiedler to get the second.
Right now, seems to be their intentionally, unintentionally walking panel. Catcher set up in the other batter's box, not giving her something to hit. She can do so much damage. But the tough part is you put Taylor Panel on, you have hot hitter McKenna Gibson behind her, so it's just a pick and choose who's hot, who do you think the matchup works better with.
3-0, and then another intentional outside pitch. Taylor Panel hit the walk-off home run against Haley Rainey to give Tennessee that win. So no need to mess around this time. Let's load the bases, force out everywhere. Problem is, you still got another dangerous hitter with Boo Gibson in. Bases loaded. And Boo Gibson takes for ball one. She's 0 for 1, has been doing this for a while in this Tennessee lineup, and she joins two of her teammates, 10 or more on the year. Gibson on the ground, picked up from Peralta over to first for one short out. Tennessee able to chalk home another in the process.
Boo Gibson, a home run hitter, like you said, but putting the ball in play makes things happen. Just chopping it. She knows she has speed with Savia Morgan. Obviously, the Lady Vols would have loved for a big grand slam hit, but it gets the job done, tags on another run. Once again, just getting a ball over the plate. It's not a bad pitch height-wise. Sophia Nugent just gets her knee below it. Once again, doesn't finish her swing because the follow-through is not needed when you're staying on the ball and extending through with some power coming from her bottom half. Just the excitement and momentum that the Lady Vols have right now. It's hard for Haley Rainey to come in as a pitcher and get in your groove when all the momentum's with the other team.
Tennessee has opened things up early. 5-run second inning. Sophia Nugent, that's her 11th home run on the year. Haley Rainey hit the power alley of this Tennessee lineup.
You got this. You're good. You're good. Next pitch. Keep working, man. Keep working.
Fourth. Just great vibes all around for that Auburn staff.
Saw Julia get her SEC championship ring when the Tigers stepped foot on campus on Wednesday. Fun moment for her, again, when really the staffs got to reunite after sure a while, just to reconnect when Auburn came and able to practice at the facility on Wednesday.
It was a bit of a homecoming. Rings were given out, kids running around the field, lots of hugs, lots of love. We asked Coach Karen Weekly if that causes a distraction for the team. Obviously, the coaches on the other side, well loved by a bunch of the players that they coached, but Coach Weekly said as soon as that first pitch is thrown, it's straight competition mode.
2-2, swung on and missed as Sage Marchetko continues. A good strikeout there, that's her 6th.
Sage Marchetko just using every quadrant throughout this at-bat. Ends up getting Roach on a down pitch in the zone, takes a little bit off of it. Roach is a bit ahead. When she's working ahead, she is most effective, and she's trusting her stuff.
Coming into this outing for Marchetko, 17 walks and 21 strikeouts in SEC play. That number is growing further apart so far in this one.
And that's because Coach Karen Weekly is challenging her other pitchers to pitch fearlessly. Sometimes she believes that they pitch to not get hit, but all of them have the stuff that when they're on the mound, to go for it and trust it.
Back to the top of this Auburn lineup, Abby Smith in. One of 6 Tigers that struck out first time through the lineup for Sage Marchetko. And 1-2, slapped foul. Just one hit for Auburn. First trip through the lineup, but it was that home run for Nelia Peralta, who's on deck. Another strikeout for Marchetko, this time looking.
Sage Marchetko just getting Abby Smith to freeze. We've been talking about it all game, her spin rate being so good. She's able to sneak balls and move them just by inches. Entice batters to swing at pitchers' pitches and then move it just a little bit to freeze them later in the count.
Talk about confidence. You see your offense put up 5 runs half an inning ago. Talking about pitching fearless, that has to help with that mentality.
Most definitely. It allows a pitcher to feel free. One hit won't kill you. One home run won't tie a ball game up now. So you have to credit the Tennessee offense for helping Sage Marchetko get into this groove and pitch fearlessly like Coach Karen Weekly is asking her to do.
Here's the one blemish. Nelia Peralta right over the bag at third. Tough play, but Panel makes it to take the series.
So interesting that the most energy you have seen throughout the series so far hasn't come from those home runs, even the walk-off. It's come from Savia Morgan's triple in right field beating the shift.
Yeah, I could see that replay of Coach Weekly's reaction about 8 more times. Wouldn't get old.
Coach Weekly usually doesn't get too high or too low. She's pretty calm there down third baseline. So to see your coach get fired up, I know that had to have fired up the Lady Vols right behind her.
Offense has struck early. She didn't like that one. Did not like that call to Gabby Leach for strike 1.
I may have jinxed her there by saying she doesn't get too high, too low. Usually don't see much emotion out of her.
Leach ripped down the line, just foul.
Leach just letting an outside pitch travel further into zone. So she's able to get a bat on it. Obviously goes foul. But to put a swing on a ball that's pretty outside and down, that's a good swing by her, letting it travel, getting deeper.
And Leach will go down looking. Strike 3 called. Second time Leach has been struck out.
Haley Rainey did a great job of moving the pitches in different quadrants. That one has a pretty good spin on it, comes back over the plate, but she kept the ball down the entire at-bat and then also worked her changeup within it. So it was hard for Leach to time up the hard versus the slow because it was on the same plane.
Emma Clark in, she's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Freshman made some big plays in game 1 yesterday, had a pair of singles. Good pitch from Rainey. Rainey, the second pitcher in the circle for Auburn, and this one 88 1/3 innings thrown now on the year. This is a by-staff approach for Auburn. Talked a lot about it yesterday. They don't have that Carlin Pickens who's going to give you 14 innings in a weekend, but they've got 4 or 5 different arms that come with a lot of different styles.
Malvo said that it's not going to be one horse that rides all the way, and they know that. Previous seasons, Auburn's relied on arm of Maddie Penta and Shelby Lowe, and this year's different. But everyone has such good stuff. And they have to trust it, number one, and then number two, when they get their opportunity to go in and execute their plan.
Got Clark swinging. Another strikeout for Rainey. Back-to-back punch-outs.
Rainey finally settling in, just working the ball down in every count. Like we mentioned in the previous strikeout, working the changeup and her hard down on the same plane makes it really hard.
Looks like that was strike 2.
They had us all fooled.
Had us fooled over here. How about that? 3-2, actually. So new life for Emma Clark. Clark instead is going to put it in play, and that's out number 2. So same result. Maybe not back-to-back strikeouts, but a ground out. She'll take it.
Not a strikeout, but Haley Rainey once again keeping the ball down, producing a ground ball to Peralta. Peralta just so smooth there at shortstop for the out.
Just to bounce back off that, how important it is for Auburn defensively with all these different pitchers. There's going to be a lot of contact. We saw that with the pop flies. Maybe not difficult defensive plays, but you have to be a very alert defense.
Coach Kate Malvo had mentioned to us earlier that relying on Maddie Penta and other arms, they've had to also adjust to balls in play more, and then not letting the balls in play if you make an air compound into something else.
That's a rip from Ella Dodge. Abby Smith has it on the layout.
Mechanics first, getting that knee down, hitting the ball hard on a line. Nowadays, hitters are so good at seeing pitches, and to add in the mechanics and the strategy of the Malvos and the power coming from the bottom half, it's why you see Auburn's numbers just increasing in every category offensively this year.
Annalie Adams crushed that one. That's going to hop off the wall. The freshman continues to rake. Loud single.
The Malvos had so much to say about Annalie Adams and her success coming from all her hard work. She gets a pitch that she likes early in the count, drives it right back to center field, and it was played well by Kinsey Fiedler, reading that it was hard off the wall, and then making an accurate throw to second to prevent Adams from getting an extra base.
Isis Tresvik in. Right-hander hitting .295. She is 0 for 1, looking for her first hit in this series. Tresvik was a big piece of that series win at home over Georgia. Had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. She started 141 in her Tiger career. Showing bunt, lays it down right in front of Nugent. Throw over to first. Dodge is there. Wow, what a scoop.
Ella Dodge just being athletic there. Not a first baseman, but coming over to become the first baseman. A bunt dropped by Isis Tredzvik. Sophia Nugent having to be so quick makes her throw a little bit in the dirt, but look how athletic Ella Dodge is there, practically doing the splits to scoop that ball.
Lady Vols have really had to work through their infield, figure out where the best pieces are, and Ella Dodge has sort of taken control of that second base spot. They may take another look at it.
Ruling on the field is out at first base. The first baseman was in contact with the bag and had possession of the ball. That is being challenged by Auburn. The play is under review.
All right, so you're going to take a look at one, when did she have possession, and then two, was the foot on the bag?
I think the ball beat her, but the key word is when did she have possession. That angle's hard to tell.
Yeah, and the foot does move at one point.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
And that was a quick decision. Did not need long to determine, and here's a great look. Hawkeye cameras. And yeah, no doubt about that one.
Look how she's just moving her body, doing everything to get that out. Wow, Ella Dodge.
You see the added technology. It works against Chris Malveaux that time. But hey, good to know. Ella Dodge could play first at some point, right?
You mentioned earlier the defense wasn't really solidified until the previous couple series. Coach Karen Weekly early in the season said she didn't know if it was ever going to be solidified in certain positions, but Ella Dodge getting a really clutch home run hit at Oklahoma helped her solidify herself at second base.
She has played with a lot of confidence, as you saw on that out. Key first out of the inning. It does move Annalie Adams into scoring position here for the Tigers.
Once again, Auburn using small ball.
McCrary high up in the air, and Panel has it at third and foul territory. It's a huge get.
That is a huge out from KK McCrary, who came into the series seeing the ball so well, got the 2 walk-off wins against Georgia last weekend, but Sage Margetko knows there's a runner on, goes right at her, entices her to swing at a ball up in the zone.
We'll hear from Karen Weekly on the other end. Her team off to a good start here in game 2, a chance to take the series. Anna Wohlers hits this one well. It's deep right field, and it takes a hop off the wall. Annalie Adams will score. Auburn able to cut into Tennessee's lead.
Wooler just taking a pitch left over the plate and driving it. That's a beautiful swing, staying on it through extension, and that's how you hit the ball in the gap, is you stay on it and you keep your front shoulder closed longer and you extend more throughout it. Then Gabby Leach there, once again playing the ball well off the wall so they can't get an extra bag.
Julia Leck in now for Auburn. Tigers not going away with 2 base hits. You're in the inning. They run things to 4. That skips to Nugent on the move. Wohlers throw down. And the tag just misses from Mueller.
That was heads up by Wooler. Just as soon as she sees this ball down, she's taking off, sees a bit of a ricochet, but Sophia Nugent just being so athletic. Even Laura Mueller kind of jumping up, might have been able to tag her on the helmet there. But a heads up play by Wooler to get second base on a ball behind the plate.
An RBI chance for Amelia Leck, another senior in this lineup. Designated player today. 13 RBIs on the year.
talked about the emotions and just the distractions that are coming up with having beat Texas and Oklahoma. You're moving up in the rankings. This past week, they started a new book, The Twin Thieves, and she mentioned how much that will help the team deal with the fear of judgment, the fear of failure. Oftentimes, you think with more success, it gets easier. But she said that it's the best players that manage those emotions going into postseason that will create success for this team.
Coach Winkley has taken Tennessee to 8 winning College World Series. She's a coach that knows what it takes to go through a long season and not celebrate wins in April too hard. It's a site that has hosted a lot of regionals. 19 straight regional hosts here in Knoxville. Expecting another one this year. And 1-1. Morgan chops up the middle. That's 2 hits for Savia Morgan.
Savia Morgan, like Coach Karen Weekly just mentioned, trying something new during SEC play. She tends to slap, but now she's keeping her feet planted in the box, but still using that same approach of putting something hard into the ground and using her speed. That one just gets through up the middle. But last at bat, this at bat, she's no longer slapping, trying to beat the shift that Auburn has on her.
And she's extremely valuable at first with no one on. She leads this Tennessee team with 22 stolen bases. She's in the 9-hole, but acts like a leadoff, and she was leadoff for a lot of this season.
And that's what the 9-hole batter is meant to do, is turn the lineup over to that top. She does it once again there with that ball up the middle. But that's all you can ask for from the 9 holes. Get on base and see pitches.
Keep an eye on Morgan at first as we hit the top of the order. Kenzie Fiedler, 0 for 2 today. Pitch is outside, 2-0 start. Haley Rainey still in the circle for Auburn. An inning and 2/3, went 1-2-3 last inning out. Strike 1. No movement from Morgan yet.
I just want to point out catcher Aubrey Lisenby and her courage right now. If you're at home, you're watching her run the ball back to the pitcher, dealing with a little bit of a case of the yips, which is a sudden involuntary loss of control or coordination doing athletic tasks.
There goes Morgan, throw down from Lisenby. Did not get her, it was close, but Morgan has stolen base, number 23.
That was very close on both sides. Savia Morgan getting a great jump, but Lisenby just being athletic, getting out to make that throw. Peralta might have been in front. There's the obstruction side.
Yeah.
But going back to Lisenby, she has so much courage right now to be dealing with something mentally and just being out there for her pitches and her team.
Fiedler to Roach. Out wanted, advances Morgan to third.
It doesn't always have to be a hit to move a runner to get a job done, and that's what you see here from Kenzie Fiedler. Just a veteran move, knowing that she's a lefty, she can pull the ball to the right side and move over Savia Morgan with some speed at third for the home run hitters, Taylor Panel and McKenna Gibson, to come up next.
And here you'll see it. It's for Lisenby. Throwing to the circle is what she's dealing with in terms of the yips as you described, and you'll see first baseman Annalie Adams come cover home for her. But she can throw it down to second. It's the mental block of getting it back to the circle right now.
That throw to second was so close. She got up out of her catching position so fast, made an accurate throw. But I've had a case of the yips. I've dealt with it. I know it's the first thing you think about when you wake up. last thing to think about before you go to sleep. And for her to be able to do this during SEC play, have her pitchers back, that's about as great of a teammate as you can be.
Yeah, it's easy to sit back and say, oh, just throw the ball, right? Well, obviously, but there's just so much that goes into something like that and working through it, and it's a real credit to the trust and the need to have her out there for the energy and then the defense she provides.
It's trust from her teammates, it's trust from her coaches. The Malveaux obviously have trusted her to be behind the plate with runners on base, knowing she can make those throws down to bases. But for the team to shift around, cover home when there's runners on base, just all having each other's backs out there.
1-1 swing from Panel over to third, throw across the diamond in time. So fantastic play from Wohlers, waited on Morgan and still made the play.
That was a pretty phenomenal play from Wooler there at third. Obviously similar situation early in the game, but that look back at Morgan while also setting her feet up for first, that's being athletic there at third and also not allowing a run to come in. Just using her eyes to make Savia Morgan make a decision to go back to third or make a decision to move up and try and score.
Gibson trying to find some grass. Roach makes the play for the third out.
A bunch of different zones. Right now she's heavily relying on that down part of the zone and spinning it up just a little bit to get right above the Auburn bats.
No time wasted to start the fifth. That is a rip from Lisenby, again, who stepped in for Skylar Elkins in the catcher spot.
If you're going to beat an elite hitter, you have to beat them early in the count and swing at a hitter's pitch. That's exactly what Lisenby did there. Got something over the plate and drove it out to left.
Leadoff single for Aubrey Lisenby, and now make sure cleats are tied. Pressure in the inning now for Marchetko. She dealt with a leadoff single an inning ago. One run able to come across. The RBI for Anna Wohlers. It's an uphill climb right now for this Tiger offense, but they haven't taken their foot off the gas pedal yet.
They haven't, and right now the mentality for them has to just be past the bat. Don't let the moment be too big. No one has to be a hero and hit a bomb out the park. Just pass the bat, score runs any way you can. Just try and hit the ball hard on a line.
Roach up the middle, back-to-back singles for Auburn. Jump start in the fifth.
Here you see it, literally passing the bat. Lisenby starting off, attacking early, then Roach doing the same exact thing, learning from the batter before her. Stays on a pitch, driving it right back up the middle. Because she's palm up, palm down at contact, not rolling over, it allows it to get right off the bat on a line up the middle. Sets up perfectly for the top of the lineup for the Auburn Tigers.
Tennessee pitching coach Megan Rhodes-Smith out to speak with Marchetko before Carlin Pickens will re-enter the circle. So Auburn working with something here in the top of the fifth. 4-run lead. Marchetko tied her season best SEC play in strikeouts with 8. Now Carlin Pickens, who pitched a full 7, back on the circle. Abby Smith lays down a bunt on Carlin Pickens' first pitch out of the bullpen, and both runners advance for Auburn.
Abby Smith is doing what she can to move base runners. Ball over the plate. Played well by McKenna Gibson there on first base. But now it moves runners in scoring position to the part of the lineup that did the damage against Carlin Pickens last game.
Two singles to start the inning. Aubrey Lisenby and Rose Roach now in scoring position. Ilya Peralta hit a home run in the first inning, got Auburn on the board. Arjetko allowed the 2 singles, so Tennessee goes to their ace, Carlin Pickens. And here was Peralta in the first inning. It got Auburn on the board, a solo homer.
Peralta, being a veteran on Auburn, was attacking the ball up, which is the easiest pitch to drive out because you don't have to swing up on it. Just doing what veterans do, lead their team early in games. Don't let good pitches go by.
RBI chance. 3-1 hitters count. Peralta will test Mueller at short. Throw over in time. It does bring across a run for Auburn, and they just keep chipping into this Tennessee lead.
That's all they have to do is keep chipping, but Peralta ahead in the count makes something happen. Laura Mueller goes into the 5-6 hole for a backhand get it out. Makes for an easy score for Lisenby there coming home.
And you'll take it, especially Annalie Adams back in. Already 1 loud single. She had the clutch 2 RBI single yesterday. RBI chance with Roach at third.
Coach Chris Malvo said no moment is too big for Annalie Adams. You saw that yesterday. Once again, a big moment for her. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs.
This time Pickens ahead in the count, 1-2. Carlin Pickens pitched all 7 innings in game 1. Adams the other way, bobbled from Gibson. No one at first. Auburn, another run here in the inning.
Auburn, like you said, just chipping away anything you can, not relying on that long ball like they usually do. Knowing the type of pitcher they're facing, Carlin Pickens doesn't give it up. But Annalie Adams, so successful because she stays inside the ball. 70 plus, it's hard to do, to not hit it on the handle. That's a pitch on the inside corner, and she's still able to keep her hand inside the ball and drive it to McKenna Gibson there at first, making for a hard play at first.
Now, one of those situations where Gibson's almost in just an area where she's not able to get back to the bag, and no one was there to cover.
Usually the shifts that you see are dependent upon what hitters usually do, and then also the type of pitcher that you have up there. Usually with Carlin Pickens, you see a shift because you think batters are going to tend to be late.
Quick work of Tresvik, their signature series win last week, 18 Georgia. In a year that's been very up and down for Auburn, started 20-1 and then went through an 0-12 start against some of that tough competition, and now back-to-back series wins. They've been a bit more competitive, and the key word, playing a bit more free. Nugent gets underneath another one. This one won't carry like before, and Abby Smith has it.
Sophia Nugent is just driving almost every ball she sees. Some are getting out, some are staying inside the park, but she's just choosing the best pitch in every at-bat, staying on it as long as possible and driving it to the outfield.
Laura Mueller will wait on the off-speed. S.J. Guerin has re-entered the game for Auburn. She started this one. Haley Rainey did a good job of keeping Tennessee scoreless in the 3rd and 4th to bring back in Guerin.
This is a good move by the Malvos just to keep the Lady Vol lineup off balance. Auburn's staff plays so well off of each other. Haley Rainey was down and a little bit harder. S.J. Guerin can work the curveball up in the zone and then heavily relies on that changeup. So not letting Tennessee batters see the same pitcher back to back and making them uncomfortable throughout the whole game.
Mueller takes strike 2, a 1-for-2 day for Laura Mueller. Raced Auburn's 1-0 advantage with an RBI single in the first inning. Now ball's upstairs.
One thing about this Lady Vol lineup is you've seen through 2 games different people stepping up to tie the ball game, to win the ball game. Yesterday, Gabby Leach ties it with the home run. First inning, Laura Mueller ties it up.
Mueller will go down looking that time. S.J. Guerin re-enters. Adds another strikeout to her count.
S.J. Guerin just working that curveball in, freezing Laura Mueller. When you throw that changeup that offsets it, it makes the curveball that's in feel much faster to a batter. Especially coming off seeing Haley Rainey, a right-handed pitcher. It's going to look even different coming from the left side.
Gabby Leach back in, she's 0 for 2. What's different a second time when you re-enter as a pitcher? You almost get that chance, right, to just maybe take a breather and then evaluate from afar and then go back in, attack differently.
You've had time in the dugout to go over what was working, what you were seeing, talk about your adjustments, kind of take a deep breath.
She just looks really sharp here in the 5th. Trying to sit down the Lady Vols in order. Oh, 2. Leach lays off.
Coming back into a game gives you a different perspective while you're on the bench watching another pitcher. Puts into perspective that you don't have to make moments too big. It's just a game of softball.
It's easy to get caught up in the lights. A lot of these players, most of these players have played this game their whole life. At the end of the day, SEC softball, it's fun. 2-2, Leach got a hold of that one pretty well, but it's in foul territory.
He's just doing a good job of fouling that ball off. It's on the inside corner. S.J. Guerin's able to work her curveball on both sides, making for a backdoor when it's coming into a lefty. Also can work it up for a rise ball, but Leach just fouling pitches off, battling any way she can right now.
Time called from Lisenby. Have to change out pitch comps here. Get on the right track.
Having used them, it's kind of finicky at times. Technology is a lot more different now. From calling pitches to looking down at a wristband, now you're relying on kind of a tablet type system.
Very important piece of technology, though, to be working. To make sure you're on the right track. The battle here for Gabby Leach. 7th pitch coming up. Nothing going for Tennessee here in the 5th.
So humble. There she throws a changeup. Gets McCurry to literally do a spin with that change of speed.
Carlin Pickens will do that to you on occasion. Low up high. I mean, I just don't think, it's just hard to wrap your head around how fast 78.2 is for where Pickens is in the circle. Equivalent, it's about 110 in baseball. McCrary goes down swinging. Pickens, good start here to the 6th.
Carlin using both her fast and her slow, getting the strikeout on a fast just on the outside corner, but she offset it earlier in the at-bat with her 60-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch. It's so hard to time both up.
Comes in another. Anna Wooler's back in. 1-for-1 RBI single. .74 for Pickens. .73 for the strikeout. It's all Carlin Pickens this inning.
This at-bat, Carlin Pickens just stays with the hard, spotting the ball well on the corners, keeping it low, and then once again, Sophia Nugent working down and underneath the ball. That's a borderline pitch that she gets called for a strike. Just the trust that Carlin Pickens has to spot a ball and for Nugent to help her out.
Pickens, that 78-mile-an-hour pitch came in an SEC series against Arkansas. Tennessee baseball, spoke with them. They're ongoing right now against Kentucky, just across the way. You can see the lights from here if you squint real hard.
Right here, guard.
Inside, that's a 2-1 count, Amelia Leck. There's baseball, you can see the back of the Jumbotron. See some fans moving around the concourse.
Basically, if you throw gas, you come to Tennessee. Ben Joyce.
Showing that.
With Ben Joyce and Carlin Pickens.
Pickens has dominated this half inning. 2-2. Fouled away. It's a different level when it's coming in on average 73, 74 with the potential for 78. Just missed. Full count coming up.
You see Leck hold up on her swing right there. But that's kind of what you have to do to prepare. You have to start your swing earlier, sometimes even think about cheating with your hips. So she was able to hold up there, but that's kind of what you have to do, especially with 2 strikes when you're trying to foul off anything that's close.
Fouled back. And another tough hit for Ron White back there.
It's always scary when the pitch is coming in 70 plus, and then once it hits the bat, can add even more velocity to it.
We hope he is all right. Got hit in the hand earlier in the game, and then that was a sharp foul ball from Leck.
Be so scary back there to call balls and strikes. You don't even have time to move out the way. Sophia Nugent couldn't even get her glove on it. Everything happened so fast.
Yeah, no way to react to that. Yeah, it takes a special toughness to hop back there behind catcher every game. You're wearing a lot less protective gear. Breather for Ron White, much deserved. As he has now taken 2 hits off foul balls. Ooh.
Right there on the shoulder. You see both Nugent and Leck immediately turning to him. They probably heard it, just making sure he's okay.
Toughness, he's back in. Got a 3-2 pitch. Now back again. Long at bat for Amelia Leck. Pickens, 2 batters faced in the inning, 2 strikeouts. She's hunting a third. Trying to shut the door in this game too. Got her swinging. Pickens strikes out the side.
Goes to show how hard the SEC is and how important it is to get series wins. So when the committee looks at it, they see how much adversity you've overcome throughout your season, some of the hardest wins you've had.
And that's part of the reason why Coach Karen Weekly is not content at the moment. Still a lot of season left. That number 2 on their ranking, that doesn't indicate that you have secured a top 8 spot. And RPI is a big thing too, and Tennessee technically they're at 10. So you got a lot of things you factor in, but they haven't secured anything. They haven't earned anything, right?
They haven't. That's exactly what Coach Karen Weekly said before the series, is she wants the series to be another way for them to prove what they can do moving into postseason.
Emma Clark hit by a pitch. She will lead off at first. Still a few key regular season series on the horizon for both these teams. Tennessee's going to go to their final road test at Ole Miss, then maybe a 1-2 matchup when Texas A&M comes to town.
This SEC season is going to come down to the wire. Numbers will be moving right up into that last weekend. Like you said, it could be 1-2 Texas A&M versus Tennessee.
And that very well could decide the SEC champion. Right now, Tennessee 4th, A&M is 1, Texas, Oklahoma in between. So that series could end up deciding a lot.
The ruling on the field is hit by pitch. Auburn is challenging that. Players under review.
All right, Auburn is going to use challenge number 2. Did not work out for him the first time, but we're in crunch time right now, and a leadoff batter can be very dangerous this late.
They challenged the hit by pitch, but it could have been catcher Lisenby pointing. Maybe her elbow was over the line. She could have moved.
Another quick one.
Take another look at it. It's pretty obvious that it hit the elbow guard, but Lisenby immediately points at Emma Clark, thinking maybe her elbow could have been over the line or she potentially leaned into it.
Yeah, so the rule, you cannot obviously purposely try to get hit. If you're crowding the plate, you can't lean over potentially the strike zone. But that one didn't look at maybe egregious as we've seen in the past.
But sometimes to shut down momentum, getting a leadoff batter on, it's worth the challenge.
Auburn has used up their challenges. They're 0 for 2. Ella Dodge is in. She's 1 for 2, a single. Later scored in what was a massive second inning for Tennessee, where they scored 5 runs. Dodge, that's crushed. Home run distance, but foul.
Emma Clark just turning on that inside pitch. She just keeps her front shoulder closed a little bit longer. That could potentially be a fair ball home run. Just a long strike there for S.J. Guerin.
Working with the leadoff base runner. Pinch runner is Katie Taylor at first.
You often see Coach Karen Weekly using veteran Katie Taylor later in the game She's a senior, smart base runner, also obviously has that speed. But later in the game, all these runs, or the potential for runs, could be the difference in the 7th inning.
Lisenby, catcher, having a word with S.J. Guerin. 3-1 hitters count coming up for Ella Dodge. Already made one good swing.
And as a pitcher, when you see a batter smoke a ball, although it's foul, it kind of gets in your head that she's on time and she might be seeing me well.
Ball 4, so 2 Lady Vols aboard with no outs.
And this is what Coach Kate Malvo mentioned to us, not letting things compound is one of their goals for the weekend. Obviously hit Emma Clark first at bat of the inning and then goes to a walk. There with Ella Dodge, just looking to get an out and not let things compound further.
Savia Morgan, we've seen her do a couple of different things. Slap hitting lefty, but has hung around in the box and made some loud contact for 2 hits. That time flashed the bunt, ripped it away.
You said slap hitting, and she hasn't even slapped this game. In her interview with Coach Karen.
Bunt is down. Both runners advancing. Job well done by the do-it-all, Savia Morgan.
Just being selfless, doing anything she can do to move runners over. As the 9-hole hitter, that's what your goal is for the top of the lineup. Sneaky bunts it around. She moves her feet, but it's really a sacrifice right there. She's giving herself up to move the runners over to 2nd and 3rd.
Really good job from the Lady Vol bottom order hitters to now set the table. The top of the lineup. Kinsey Fiedler back in. She's 0 for 3 looking for her first hit.
And that's one of the things Coach Karen Weekly wanted to see this weekend was production from the bottom half of the lineup and being more consistent, making things happen. She said she doesn't have to see home runs and doubles and triples. She just wants to see good 2-strike plans and making things happen, moving runners like Savia Morgan just did. More production from the bottom of the lineup is what she asked them coming into this weekend.
Fiedler holds off. Massive RBI opportunity. Fiedler has 34 of them. Her first season with Tennessee, transfer from Washington, spent 3 years, Huskies. Fiedler waited on it, weak ground ball to Guerin, only plays to first. A very productive second out for Auburn. Still danger though, Taylor Panel. Walk-off home run last night. Always going to be a dangerous hitter with runners on.
Taylor Panel is just so dangerous because she goes into the box and hunts exactly what she wants. You can see right here, Auburn pitching around her once again. I know it's frustrating as a batter to be pitched around, but if you're Taylor Panel, that's giving you credit for how successful you are and just a part of the game.
Yeah, they want no part of Taylor Panel again. Intentionally walked her in the 2nd inning. Yes, frustrating, but very much an honor that they do not want you to swing the bat. You're that dangerous. Be one of the highest honor as a hitter.
And even coming from your previous coaches, Coach Chris and Kate Malvo, to have coached her, you might even know her weaknesses, but she's being so successful right now that they're intentionally walking her.
Was that ball 4? I think we're trying to figure it out. All right, it was. There's the intentional walk. Had to make sure.
Giving a little smile there first. It's happened twice to her.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. And now bases loaded with 2 outs for Boo Gibson. This is a massive moment in this game. Auburn, they're down to their final 3 outs, but Tennessee a huge chance for insurance runs.
Lisenby just calling timeout once again, talking to her infield. You have to take into account that there's speed on the bases, but McKenna Gibson getting the out at first, holding your ground. Going right at her, S.J. Guerin going right at McKenna Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson is 0 for 3 today. She does have an RBI ground out, and then yesterday 0 for 3 as well. So Auburn has done a good job for Boo Gibson, who came into this series red hot.
They've really been challenging her with the change of speeds. McKenna Gibson can cover a lot of ground from the outside to the inside part of the plate. So they've really been attacking her with some off speeds early in the count.
Strike 1 called. S.J. Guerin trying to hold Tennessee scoreless. 6 runs for Tennessee in the first 2 innings at the plate, but 3 straight scoreless trips. Auburn has chipped away at the lead.
Auburn still utilizing that off speed. Throwing 2 pitches to McKenna Gibson, and it's been 2 changeups. I think if you're McKenna Gibson, it's safe to say you can sit that pitch and hold your hitting position and use your bottom half to create the power and drive right through the ball.
Strike 2, Guerin now in the driver's seat. Gibson has the best power numbers in SEC play for this Tennessee team. 6 league home runs, 16 RBIs. Gibson underneath it, right to Smith at center. Didn't have to move a muscle.
Passing the bat, no one has to be the hero, but it starts with the leadoff batter getting on, being able to use the entire inning to get them around.
First pitch, aggressive swing. Aubrey Lisenby, who got a base hit last time around, she's 1 for 1. Auburn has made a habit of comeback wins. They have 19 come from behind wins this season. That tops the nation. And that's a rip and a great way to start. Lisenby, a second single here today.
Lisenby has 2 singles because she has attacked the first or second pitch of her at bat. She understands she's a veteran. Going against elite pitchers, that's what you have to do. She's timed up for Carlin Pickens hard and in that she is almost guaranteed to get early in her at bat. Just being on time with 70 plus, putting a bat on it, it's gonna fly off of it.
Very similar start to the 5th inning when Lisenby led off with a single. Roach followed with a single, and the Tigers got 2 runs. Roach down 0-2.
And there's that off speed from Carlin Pickens. And now if you're Roach, you have to protect the hard and the slow. Her best bet is to foul things off until she gets what she wants.
And there's the foul off. Sunday, the finale, a rubber match against Georgia. Auburn was down 4-2, final inning. They tied up, and then grand slam KK McCreary to win it. Down the line, hops foul. So again, this is familiar territory for Auburn. only issue this time is you're going up against one of the nation's toughest pitchers in Carlin Pickens.
It's really hard with 2 speeds as a batter, with 2 strikes, to get a base hit. So Roach just fouling off anything close, waiting for a mistake from Carlin Pickens.
0-2, Pickens wins that battle.
Pickens going a little bit up in the zone. Earlier in this at-bat, it was all down, but sneaking that ball up there. When it's hard and up, it seems faster for the batter. Roach just a little bit under it.
5 strikeouts in relief for Carlin Pickens. She's 2 outs away from securing another Tennessee Series win. Back to the top of the order for Abby Smith. Showing bunts. Looks like that's going to be fouled back for strike 2.
Carlin Pickens just getting ahead of every single batter, making them foul balls off. That's what makes her so elite.
0-2 pitch. Pickens got her swing, and that's back-to-back strikeouts.
When you're working ahead of the count, you can throw pitchers pitches that aren't even strikes. Pickens gets ahead of Smith there and then is able to go down in the zone for a swing and miss.
Auburn down to their final out. It's Nelia Peralta. She is the tying run. 1 for 3, a home run in the first inning. Strike 1 called.
You can feel the energy rising in Sherry Parker Lee right now. Carlin Pickens just keeping her composure, making eye contact with her infielders.
That's strike 2, swinging. Tigers down to their final strike.
Once again, all you can do with Pickens when you're down in the count, foul balls off, and Auburn's done that very well throughout this series so far.
Now Megan Rhodes-Smith out to the circle. Nugent, Pickens in. Kate Malveaux speaking with Peralta. Again, still 1 swing can extend this ball game.
I think that's exactly what the conversation is right now in the circle, with Megan Smith talking to Carlin Pickens and Sophia Nugent. You're ahead of the count. Fans are on their feet. Energy's rising. Not giving Peralta something that she can drive.
Out of Summit Blue in the stands for this game 2 Friday night. In the air. Who's got it? Dodge does. Tennessee takes the series. Carlin Pickens slams the door shut. 6 strikeouts in relief.
Carlin Pickens once again just being an elite pitcher, getting ahead of batters, using her pitcher's pitches, keeping them off balance, and then just being a great teammate and leading her team.
2 big wins at home for the Lady Vols, and they can